Okay, let's move on to our next presenter. Dr. Brian Slattery is CEO and co-founder of WRKY. WRKY is an employee experience and change management platform assisting frontline and mobile workforces in particular that helps leaders and human resources understand the needs of their people in real time and to drive measurable improvements. Along with his fellow founders Barry Gordon, the CTO, and Paddy Doyle, the CFO, the team is in the final stages of the Enterprise Ireland Commercialisation Fund and is preparing to spin out of Dublin City University. Brian, your 3 minutes start now.
Thank you. 1 in 2 people are a frontline or mobile worker and they need workplace supports. The pandemic has saw the rise of technology to assist office-based workers, but 60% of the US workforce, for example, do not sit at a desk. Mobile and frontline workers cover a broad range of roles from engineers, doctors and nurses to hospitality and gig economy workers. Right now, we're in the middle of the Great Resignation. Job demands for these people are high. Work conditions can be tough and recruitment and retention extremely difficult. So identifying issues such as cultural or well-being problems and intervening before they arise is important for both the employee and for leadership. Unbelievably, more than 80% of companies still use low-quality, biased and out-of-date data and tools like SurveyMonkey and Excel to inform human capital decisions. This approach is limited, it's inefficient and costly. By 2024, there will be 94 million frontline and mobile workers alone in the US. As such, there's a clear unmet need to support this workforce. And this results in a market opportunity of $1.1 billion. At WRKY, we have launched the first convenient, cost-effective and dedicated platform for mobile and frontline workforces. WRKY is a mobile-optimized, cloud-based platform that combines best practice, people science, data analytics and evidence-based solutions. With WRKY, employees feel empowered to share information and leadership can identify issues in their distributed workforces in the moment, take action and drive measurable improvements. WRKY is simple to use and proven to be effective. As one global head of HR said, it's great to see data back up our decisions. We are working with 5 clients. We have 2 in late stage preparation and we have another 20 to 25 in our customer pipeline. We have a stellar team behind WRKY. I'm an assistant professor of behavioural science and I lead a team of PhDs and experts in artificial intelligence, behavioural science and software engineering. Our CTO has built applications for some of the world's largest companies and our CFO has had multiple exits, including in HR technology. We've established a scientific and commercial advisory board, which includes one of the world's leading industry analysts. And from an investment perspective, there's significant opportunities with multiple examples of acquisitions, most recently for 700 million euros. So in summary, WRKY is live and delivering benefits to customers. We have a world-class team. There's a massive market opportunity. We're in the dawn of a new era of workplace technology. WRKY is positioned to be a global player in the mobile and distributed workforces. And we are looking to speak to strategic investors who share our passion, who share our vision, and ultimately share our global ambition. Thank you very much.
Brian, this product, is it the application, is it a website or is it an app? What is it?
It's actually all of the above. It's a mobile application that captures information from employees on the go, but we also push out things like psychometric surveys, feedback and so on through text messaging and that. And then that comes back into a web portal and we kind of aggregate and understand the data.
Yeah, you just partly answered the question I was going to ask. What sort of information is actually included and who inputs it and then who's it for, the employer or the employee?
That's great. Okay, so input comes in various different ways. So there's kind of like behavioural science or psychometric surveys, measures that go out. We can also take back in feedback and we also take in kind of targeted like diagnostic surveys. So the employee inputs this information and it goes back into the system. We aggregate it up and it comes out in a dashboard, a live dashboard then for leadership, HR and so forth. But ultimately the employee's in the loop because they get to see what's going on with their data and this kind of spurs on more information, kind of input if you want to say.
Surveys recently have shown that a lot of companies though are gathering an enormous amount of data which they don't use or don't understand how to use. So how are you going to make this actually usable?
That's actually a really good question. So I suppose that all comes down into what we capture and why we capture, and that comes back down to our experience in doing this. So I suppose my career has been around understanding people, capturing the right information and displaying it in the right time. So what we do is we've taken a lot of care and due diligence building up our platform to take the appropriate information at the right time and render it back to people. But we only use, and that's the key thing, we only use that information that we need, and ultimately that's why we bring employees into the loop so they can actually see what's going on.
How do you deal with data protection issues?
Well, that's a #1 priority. So everything that we've built is GDPR compliant. We use the latest and state-of-the-art in terms of industrial security measures. So literally data protection is everything to us.
Thank you very much and best of luck with your future in that.